Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today, and thank you for joining me in Pootles Advent Countdown. 24 projects coming out to you September to December, and we're in the home straights now. What number are we on now? We're on number 22, so there's only a few more. But today's project is a huge box, and when you slide off the ribbon, inside are 4 candles. And now these are dinner candles. These would, well, that's what I know them as, dinner candles, but they're the very tall ones, and they are a traditional length candle, so you pick them up at all sorts of places, supermarkets, things like that. I got mine online. I do everything online, and I can't get that back on for now. But they are a great gift, and this is a big box. So this is the same style as one that I made last week, which I have to hand, but it is actually bigger than the one I made. So you're going to need a piece of cardstock that is 12 inches by 9.5 inches. And obviously it's the length of the candles that have determined that. So I'm going to move this right out of the way. 9 by 12 or 30 by 23.5 centimetres. That's your big bit of cardstock. So we'll get the box made, and then we'll do all that beautiful stamping and heat embossing. So this is garden green. That was cherry cobbler, or maybe it was real red, can't remember. Just moved it, and it's now dark. It is real red. Oh my life. This is garden green, and we have 12 by 12 packs of cherry cobbler with garden green in the winter catalogue, which is lovely. So, on the long side, on the short side, I'm sorry. No, on the long side. Oh, my brain's gone to mush. On the long side, score it at 1 inch and 11 inches. Which is 2.5 and 27.5 centimetres. Seriously, brain gone to mush. Finished dimensions of that big old box: 1 by 3.25 by 10 inches, 2.5 by 8 by 25 centimetres. Okay, on the short side, score it at 1, 4.25, 5.25, and 8.5 inches, which in metric is 2.5, 10.5, 13, and 21. So make sure that you check out my blog, where I will get all of the instructions written down. Click over the description bar and you'll see the direct link there. So fold and burnish all of the score lines, and this is a big box to manhandle. Like I say, it's the length of the candles that determine it, and they are a standard size, so I've got lots of candles like this that are all floating about. Didn't have a matching set of 4. Unfortunately, I had lots of oddments. And then I had lots that have been part burned, but they do all measure the same. Right, so this is my box all built up, all scored. So you're going to cut into these squares. So when you have a square and a rectangle, you cut into the squares and keep the rectangles straight. So you can see I'm wedging into the squares. This just gives it a nice crisp finish when you've glued everything together. If you don't do this, you tend to get little bits of cardstock that stick up over the sides, and it's not quite as nice a finish. Keep going all the way around. There we go. So to build up the box, let me push that down for you so you can see all my little wedges, all the wedge pieces cut out. So to build it up, we're going to put adhesive on those 6. So I like my fuse for this. I'm such a speedy girl. Fuse is my adhesive of choice for cardstock. If I had more patience or more time, maybe I'd go for tear and tape, equally strong, great stuff as well. But I'd be there forever fumbling with the backing strips, so, you know, we're not going to go with that. Okay, this is so huge. I'm going to have to take it over here. It's way too big to get it on camera without getting right up to the camera lens. It's huge. Love a big box though. Okay, so that's all the box done. What I want to do now though is I want to get my candles in and I want to get them tied up. So I'm just bending that back so that I can put my candles in, and you can't, don't bring in cardstock from a previous project. You need to go alternates with this. So up, down, up, down. Oh, look at that. It's picked up bits of die cut shape. Oh, after all that, I forgot to put the ribbon in. Put the ribbon in first, is my advice. Oh no, oh, I'm coming to the end of that. Oh, I'm going to have to check and see if I've got a spare wheel. Super quick. Oh, I have. Phew. Okay, so let me just... Oh, I thought I wasn't going to have enough for the whole thing then. Right, so lay your candles over the top of the ribbon. And I have done this basically so they don't go everywhere. And they don't rattle around, because that will make your box will buckle if you do that. But by tying them with the bow, apart from the fact it's really pretty, they won't rattle around. There we go. Now we can close it up. There we go. Fabulous, great big box. Okay, these pieces that I have got here and here, this bit was determined by the fact that, and I'll give you the measurements in a second, when you take a 12 by 12 sheet of paper and you cut it down to 9.5 inches, you're left with 2.5 inches. So that was my length, which was 2.5 by 12. So that's what determined the width of it. And I wanted to have a little bit of a backing, so I went with just my pieces of ordinary Whisper White and went one bigger. So it's got a bigger border round the edge, but it worked. And I thought, yeah, I'll go with that. I've got a bit there I need to trim off. There we go. That's better. Right, so this one, 9.5 by 2 3/4 inches. This one, 9.25 by 2.5. So in metric, 7 by 24, 6.5 by 23.5. And this is the one that we're going to work on. So we're doing heat embossing. Have my embossing buddy. So there's a little bit of powder in there. You can see it on my hand. Full as earth, I'd know it as. I've got my Versamark, which is really grubby, but you know, that's okay. All across there. I have my gold embossing powder, and I have my Star of Light stamp set. Love it, just love it. Which one did I use before? I used May Your Season Be... Oh, there's the powder all over my fingers. May your season be peaceful and your new year be bright. I might go with this one, Star of Wonder, Star of Night, this time. Which one is it? I definitely want that one. There's the one, that's the one I want. I want that one for my big swirl. So let's grab a block for this. I'll grab a big block for this one as well. Just pushing them on well. So I've got my embossing powder on there. I've got my embossing, my Versamark. So this one over to the left. And this one off to the right. Whoops, dropsy over here. And then I've got a scrap of paper. Well, not really a scrap, it's actually quite a nice sheet of notepaper, but you know, that's all I have handy. My gold embossing powder, and this is brand new actually because I've run out of my other one. And tip that on there. And that one on that side. And I'm talking away to myself. Go. And I'm going to heat up. I'm going to bring in my heat tool now. So if you've got me on a loud volume, turn it down now. So I'm going to bring this in. And I love heat embossing. It's just like magic. Because it goes from this horribly dull matte colour and it suddenly starts going beautifully glossy and shiny. But I'm moving it around because otherwise my cardstock would buckle. Look at that go. Love it. It's like magic. Or alchemy or whatever. Just gorgeous. Oh, so pretty. So gorgeous. But yes, you can see what it's done to the paper. Oh, actually, maybe you can't vertically, but it's ruffled all the paper. So because it has made it bend ever so slightly, you definitely need to lay it straight onto a piece of cardstock and use that to anchor it into place. Oops. It's quite a big sheet, so I'm going to have fun here getting it lined up. There we go, that sheet of grid paper had buckled. So, there we go, that's on there. A bit of white powder. And then get this onto the top of the box. And actually, even though it's quite a big border, I don't think it's a bad border. I think it's quite a good one. And brand new roll of ribbon. That I can't get into apparently. And a square knot. So these ones I can do, square knots. Look at that, how pretty. And if I bring in the original, and I've lost the original ribbon, there it is. And that, I think, would make a really rather lovely gift for somebody. Maybe a hostess gift if you were going to somebody's house for a Christmas meal or something like that. Look at the shine. So beautiful. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. I hope to speak to you soon.